Here we go. Monday Fun Day. Welcome in to another edition of the Joe Raineri Show, brought to you by a shit ton of people here. Let's start at top. uwager.eu. It's where America bets. It's where this show bets by far. Also, our good friends at Halftime Magic. If you haven't made your way over to halftimemagic.com, what are you waiting for? In fact, Scott, the CEO of Halftime Magic, he's going to drop by, talk to us a little bit later in the hour. WagerTalk.com. We love our peeps at WagerTalk.com, and we are loaded this week with a whole bunch of WagerTalk.com handicappers that'll be joining us. We'll get to that, too, a little bit later. Our friends at TrendyBets.com. Let me tell you something about TrendyBets.com. If you guys have not been watching this show, for no other reason, you can hate me all you want, but if for no other reason, to check out their NBA free plays of the day, which have been straight fire. I mean, straight fire. It's like leaving money out on the table. We've got another one for you today, of course. Another TrendyBets.com NBA play of the day. They have been just smoking it on the NBA, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Do yourself a favor. Head over to TrendyBets.com. And then, of course, our good friends at Miami Acura. That is the place to be if you have not done so. Why don't you go ahead, if you're in the market for a new car this holiday season, make your way over to MiamiAcura.com. That's MiamiAcura.com. We'll tell you all about the specials they're having right now, including the all-new 2019 RDX. As we move along through the program, we're loaded today. When I tell you loaded, I can see, first and foremost, speaking of loaded, the crazies are lining up in the chat room across all 5 platforms. We're talking Twitter, we're talking Periscope, we're talking YouTube, we're talking Twitch, and we are talking Facebook Live, and they are all coming across today as, well, first and foremost, we try to all recover a little bit from the Thanksgiving Day weekend, right? How much fun was that? You all got to hang around with a bunch of relatives you probably haven't seen all year, and with good reason. And the best part about it, as sports fan, is you had 101 different excuses why you should ignore them over the weekend. So it was great. It was a lot of fun sports-wise. We're going to talk about a lot of the headlines, some of the things that happened over the last few days. We're also going to bring in Money Pick Matt today, who is going to, you want to talk about a dude that's been on fire with NHL. We love Money Pick Matt. Every time he comes on here, he makes people money in the NHL, and he's got not one, not two, not three. He's got 4 power plays today that he wants to go over with you. 4 plays in the NHL that he's going to share with you, and that is coming up also bottom of the hour. But since we are in South Florida, we're in Miami here, and I thought maybe no better place to start than talking about our very own soap opera here in South Florida. It's known as the Miami Dolphins. You guys may have heard of them. Yeah, see, the Miami Dolphins went ahead and did what the Miami Dolphins do better than anybody else, quite honestly. They are the most mediocre team that we have ever seen. I have never seen a professional team drag a fan base through the mud as much as they do. Just when you think they're going to be good, just when you hold out hope that they know what they're doing, they end up giving us what they gave us yesterday against the Indianapolis Colts. And right back at it now, the fan base is on fire. Hair on fire. Everybody's got to go. Got to tear it down. Tannehill sucks. Adam Gase sucks. Front office sucks. Stephen Ross sucks. They all suck, okay? Everybody's got to go. There shouldn't be burn it all down, start it from scratch. There's no way you can keep anybody in the Miami Dolphins organization that's currently there. You got to get rid of everyone. Everybody. All right? And Shanna, it's good to see you too joining us via the Facebook chat room. Nice to see you, sweetheart. Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, all of that good stuff. So I thought maybe we'd calm it down a little bit. All right, bring it back to reality and bring one of the more level-headed reporters that covers the Miami Dolphins here, Lisa Johnson. She's with OurTurfFB.com. Not only does OurTurfFB.com cover the Miami Dolphins, but they are female reporters that cover all the teams around the country, and they are fantastic. You want to talk about people who pull no punches, and that is the one thing that I love about Lisa, is that when she comes on here, she is not going to sugarcoat anything. She's not going to make excuses for Adam Gase. She's not going to make excuses for the fan base. She's not going to make excuses at all. That's not what she does. She just tells you the way it is. And before she joins us here via the Miami Acura hotline, I do want to say that the good news for Miami Dolphins fans, if there's any, is that you are not the only team in Florida to have a quarterback issue. Yes, that's correct. Because just think of it. You could be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and have to deal with Jameis Winston. You could be the Jacksonville Jaguars and have to deal with Blake Bortles, who, by the way, R.I.P., what is it? Who got canned today? The offensive coordinator, right? Yeah, because it was the offensive coordinators, Nathaniel Hackett. It was his fault that Blake Bortles sucks as big a ass as he sucks. That's right. I forgot about it. It was the offensive. It wasn't Doug Marrone, right? Or heaven forbid, it wasn't Blake Bortles himself. It was actually Nathaniel Hackett's problem. This, by the way, being the same guy that lit the New York Jets up for, 40 points? Had no problem doing that. Figured that out. Just couldn't coach beyond that. Coached against the Jets, couldn't coach against anybody else, apparently. So Nathaniel Hackett gets the axe here today for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The problem for Jaguar fans, you still have Blake Bortles. That is correct. And you still have Doug Marrone, who apparently got the thumbs up by ownership. What is it? Shaq Khan, the owner, gave him the thumbs up today. Yeah, so congratulations. You still got Doug Marrone as a head coach. Yeah, that's good. And congratulations here in Miami, because it looks like you still have Adam Gase. Oh, yeah. And then, don't get me started, in Tampa Bay. That's right. You still have Jameis Winston. And what do you do with him? What do you do with all three of these quarterbacks in South Florida? It's a nightmare. But it's a nightmare that is shared by every NFL franchise in the state of Florida, so don't feel bad. How much is it going to cost Tannehill to go? Good question. Glad I asked myself. The Dolphins can actually escape and save $13.1 million, but they'd have to eat another $13.4 million next year in order to be able to rid themselves of anything to do with Ryan Tannehill, which, let's face it, there's a lot of Dolphin fans right now going, I don't give a crap what we got to do. Can we get rid of the Ryan Tannehill stank that's going on down here? Well, it's going to cost you $13.1 plus another $13.4. If my math is right, that's $26.5. It's going to cost you $26.5 over the next 2 years in order to be able to get rid of Ryan Tannehill. And let's face it, that is something that you're going to have to be willing to do if success is something you want in the long term here in South Florida. 5-6 is what the Miami Dolphins are. And as far as I'm concerned, they should be getting ready to make some tea time, because that's where they're going to be over the next couple of weeks, is playing some damn golf out in Weston, clogging up all the damn golf courses. That's what they're going to be doing. But the Jaguars, they owe Bortles $21 million. They'd have to eat another $16.5. How do you like that? They have to eat another $16.5 million by releasing him in March. And can I tell you something? That's a bargain. That is a bargain. Get rid of Blake Bortles. You know where they need him? Any place else other than Jacksonville. Ridiculous. But all three of these teams, I'm not even sure. What is the situation with Jameis Winston? Jameis Winston, he's got some money still coming to him too as well, if I'm not mistaken. It's just awful. It's just absolutely. Tampa's invested 4 years in Jameis Winston, and even though they won and they beat San Francisco, and only San Francisco coming off a bye week could actually make the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense look competent. Only the 49ers organization coming off a bye week. It's not like they had to travel on a short week across the country. You had a bye week, and you still let Jameis Winston and Tampa Bay's defense look like they knew what they were doing. But they're stuck with him, too, any which way you cut it. Dirk Cutter, got to be gone at the end of the year. Got to be gone. No stability there. Got to go. You brought in Dirk Cutter because he was supposed to be a quarterback whisperer. Got to go. No quarterback whisperer. You brought in Adam Gase because he was supposed to be a quarterback whisperer. I don't hear him whispering. I don't hear him doing squat, actually. So let's bring in, before we get Money Pick Matt to come in, let's go ahead and bring in our good friend Lisa Johnson from ourturffb.com. And before we do that, we do want to remind you, Miami Acura is the place to go if you are planning on getting yourself a new automobile this time of year. If you're shopping the holiday season, whether it be a new or pre-owned vehicle, there is no better place to go than Miami Acura. Simply head over to South Dixie Highway, Palmetto Bay. For those of you in the 305, outside of the 305, call them. 855-564-4669, or visit them at miamiacura.com. The deals this time of year, we haven't seen deals like this all year long. And as a matter of fact, we don't know how much longer they're going to be around. If you like the all-new 2019 RDX, go take it for a test drive. It's like driving itself. It's amazing, completely redesigned. And maybe the best part of the RDX right now is the price. Prices we've never seen before. So, if you're looking for a new car or a certified pre-owned car, you go to everybody else, but don't make a decision before going to Miami Acura. Simply visit them at miamiacura.com. And get ready, coming up here in just about 20 minutes, Money Pick Matt. He's going to give you his 4, not 3, not 2, not 1, but 4 NHL locks of the day. That is coming up. But first, well, it's Monday, which means it's another disappointing day for those of us here in South Florida who follow the Miami Dolphins, and I thought maybe, just maybe, there's only one person that might help explain what the hell went wrong yesterday against the Colts, and that is Lisa Johnson, Our Turf Football, ourturffb.com. That is where you will find her. She covers the Miami Dolphins. Unfortunately for her, here we are Monday, Lisa. We are filled with nothing but drama again with this team. When does it end? I'm just curious. Does it ever end? Even when they win, there's drama.
Yeah, I think so. And, like I said, after 35-plus years, I think you just kind of get numb to it after a while. And, these last 10, 15 years have just not been fun down here. And no answers. I mean, that's the thing, Joe, we were talking about. It's what are the answers? And even though we win, it's still – that locker room after the Jets game, it was, quiet. It was still searching for answers. I mean, what's going on down here? And, yesterday, shades of Cincinnati, I talked to people all day yesterday about it. You go into the fourth quarter, you're playing very well. I mean, the Dolphins came out, they were executing, playing very well, went into that fourth quarter with a 10-point lead. And the next thing I know, we're on the losing end.
Well, let's try. We'll take the listeners, for those of you that didn't have a chance to see this. Let me set it up for you. It was tied 24 apiece, 3:34 remaining in regulation. The Dolphins faced a 3rd and 10. They were on their own 6-yard line, and Adam Gase dialed up a play that just sent the entire Dolphins fan base and people watching the game, they completely went in a tizzy with it because they ran Kenyon Drake on a 4-yard draw, which I guess – in a vacuum, it seemed like, all right, let's give our defense a chance to get us the ball back. But you are looking at Adam, you're looking at Andrew Luck on the other side of the field there. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, does that say everything that we need to know about the Miami Dolphins, Ryan Tannehill, what they think of him, and Adam Gase as a coach in that one play?
Well, I think it does, and you can analyze it as much as we want to. And when you analyze it and you look at that, just what you have just said, Adam Gase, draw play, gains a couple yards, 4 yards, I think, in pressers. First thing he does is say, what a spectacular quarterback Andrew Luck is. If you know this, coach, why are we giving him the ball back? Why are we playing so – that right there sums it right up. And that's the head-scratcher. Here's a quarterback who we're still trying to know what Ryan Tannehill is down here. Let's be honest. I mean, it's either the love fest or the hate fest. There's no medium when it comes to Ryan Tannehill. You're going to have your one base against your other base. And that's been horrible down here this last couple years with him. You know, fans turning on each other because of him, and you take the ball out of his hands, but yet you praise him that he is your guy. He's the franchise, but you took the ball out of his hands on that play. Here's a quarterback on the other side that you yourself in the press conference just said, you know, can make things happen, but yet you dialed that call up, and it sums it up for me is what is going on? I mean, who's calling these plays? He uses the phrase "we." There's no "we." I mean, I see you on the bench drawing these plays up, looking at these plays all game long. He sits on the bench while our special teams is out there, while our defense is out there. He doesn't even watch that aspect of the game. What are you doing on the bench? To me, that speaks volumes to me. Is like you should be 10 times better than other coaches then, because you have that ability to sit on the bench, look at those pictures, draw these plays up. So is it just a mere fact that we just don't have the talent? It's baffling to me, because he sits on that offensive ball all game long, making adjustments. And it seems when Danny went out, when Amendola went out with a knee injury, I believe, or an ankle, it all of a sudden it's like we had to move Kenny inside, and then he starts talking his pressers about, we couldn't block on the gaps, we couldn't do this. It's like, you're going to tell me you don't have a play call for a 3rd and 10? You do not have a pass call for 3rd and 10? I mean, it's baffling, Joe, and fans have a right to be pissed. They do. I'm sorry. Usually I defend it and say, you know what? He was just trying to make something happen. We didn't make nothing happen. We didn't even try to make anything happen in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
it's like we just laid down.
Yeah, it was a tough game to watch, because it was a tale of really 3 quarters and then that final fourth quarter where Andrew Luck, and you're just biding your time whenever you face Andrew Luck, that sooner or later he is going to put it together, and you got to hope that you've got enough left in the tank to be able to withstand his type of comeback there. And Lisa Johnson joining us, ourturffb.com. She follows the Miami Dolphins. But I think maybe the most mind-blowing thing about this, Lisa, is that at the press conference today, he shows no remorse for any of it. I mean, he doesn't regret the play call. He doesn't say, maybe, hey, hindsight, I got to do a better job. But honestly, there was none of that today from him.
And there's never been any of that from him. If you notice and you followed him and this team, since day one with him, he has never taken accountability for any of his calls. Every single call he puts on that field, he'll tell you point blank, if it's executed right, it will. And, look, we all can look at the film. We saw Ted Larson, number 62, get totally whiffed. We see Mike Gesicki, non-existent in this football team right now. So, yeah, I see some of the problems. Yeah, you can't get your quarterback smoked on certain plays, but that's just one play out of 20 that just failed in that fourth quarter. I mean, the play calling in the fourth quarter was atrocious. And usually, like I said, I defend him with the talent and saying, okay, yeah, look, well, he whiffed on that, he didn't. But like you said, you call a draw play, and then you praise the quarterback in your presser today of being one of the best quarterbacks this team has faced. That I don't understand.
Yeah.
That to me right there is, a coach that's just trying to appease the media and the fans right now.
A lot of questions yesterday too, Lisa. I know you brought it up on social media, and I happened to be in a room filled with people watching that game yesterday. And during that crucial time in the fourth quarter, they kept going, why is he on the bench reading a tablet? Like, why is he sitting down right now when his team is out on the field and they're trying to stop Andrew Luck? They're trying to keep the game going. I mean, there were people I was with that were yelling, going, why is he sitting down? And I didn't understand what exactly they were talking about until this morning. And then I read your tweet going, maybe it's just me, but maybe my coach shouldn't be sitting down with his tablet during one of the most crucial points of the game. But you're telling me this happens more often than not.
This has happened since Gase has gotten down here. One of the things of being able to, cover the team and be, a season ticket holder for as long as I have been, I get the ability to watch, and I always watch the sidelines. I love watching the coaches' reactions, players' reactions to certain plays, because you definitely can see momentum on the sidelines. And I always tell people that when the Dolphins are coming out, you can see by their body language if their hands are on their hips, their heads are, you can just kind of tell it. I always kind of gauge it doing that. And I just kind of noticed the second home game he coached for us, he was sitting on the bench. And I don't know which player it was because this was, like 6 years ago. He was hurt. He never even got up to go check our player on the field. And I has always driven me crazy. And he did address that a couple of weeks ago saying, well, you know what, it might seem cold, but there's nothing I can do for that player at that time. I'm like, wow. I mean, even Belichick goes and checks on a player that's hurt. I'm sorry. But he sits on the sidelines when our offense and when our defense is on the field, our special teams. He is on the field. He is on the bench with his offensive calls. And I haven't really seen him with tablets. He's more of a picture guy because he draws on them and writes notes on them. So that's all he does when our defense. Now, when he's done with that, he'll get up and kind of watch a couple plays. He will do that. But the majority of the time he's sitting on the bench, looking over plays and stuff like that. And a lot of fans will know, but to me, Rizzy's our coach during, the game. He's got the red flag. He's watching the time. So Gase is one of these guys, he delegates. You're the defensive coach. This is your defensive team. When that defense is on the field, that's Burke's team. When the offense is not off the field, that's Gase is on the field. That's Gase's team. He's up calling the plays, stuff like that. But when that offense immediately comes off the field, he goes, gets his plays, and sits back down on the bench.
So what is the answer? Lisa Johnson joining us, rturffb.com. She follows the Dolphins. Make sure you guys check her out, too, on Twitter, at LJ1303. Lisa, what is the answer here? Is the answer possibly that we, A, clean house, or that we, B, maybe delegate the offensive play calling to an actual OC, and maybe he becomes more of that delegator period where he's got to oversee everybody as opposed to just, hey, Matt, it's your defense, it's my offense, and whatever else happens. Or do you just clear house with anybody? I mean, where do you see it going from here?
Well, at this point, I personally think, and this is just my personal opinion on it, I think Ross is going to give him the benefit of the doubt for this year because this team has been plagued with so many injuries. And I do think, that Ross and Gase talk. I think he'll have another year just because of the injuries, the amount of injuries we've had. That's just my personal opinion. I know inside a lot of people would just love to clean house. He's not a head coach, and that's my personal opinion with him. He's an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
In order for you to bring in another head coach, you'd almost be better off just putting him as an offensive coordinator and letting Ridley be the head coach. But that's what you're getting now.
Yeah.
So it's hindsight 50-50 with it. Just like I said, I think the injuries are going to mount here with questions with Ross, with questioning Gase on this. What's going to hurt is I'm a little scared about next year with fans because I just don't know how many fans are going to, there's so many people jumping off this Gase train right now that it's hard for me to see money-wise because money drives a lot of decisions in football. I'm sorry, it does.
Yeah.
And, that stadium, it's going to be hard to see what's going to happen if, Gase and this regime stay because I think a lot of fans are going to probably jump off the train and you're really going to kind of probably see it some of the home games next year. But my personal opinion is I think he's going to keep them. But you know what? Ross has been, they've done columns, but Ross has been very quiet this year. Not been around the facility as much as he has, so it almost makes me question Ross. Where's his head in all this right now? Is this something where he's like, you know what? I did my best. I threw my hat in the ring. I gave them everything I needed to do. I brought the best people they said to bring in. maybe he might be thinking about time to move on too. So It's going to be an interesting end of the year, to say the least, because I just don't know which direction this team's going.
If there's any good news here for Dolphin fans, misery loves company, and for some reason, and I don't know what it is, Lisa, but the entire state of Florida and the NFL, you're all in the same boat, whether it be Ryan Tannehill, Blake Bortles, or Jameis Winston right now. We've got 3 franchises in the NFL in the state of Florida that are all looking at the same situation at their quarterback position. What do you do? Do you cut ties? Do you let them all go? Do you bite the bullet for a year? Do you eat the 19, 20, 21 million that it's going to be and just start from scratch? It's not just you, Dolphin fans. You got Buccaneer fans. You got Jacksonville Jaguar fans. We're all having the same conversation here this morning, and it's getting a little old. I know it's certainly getting a little old here in Miami, Lisa. She is Lisa Johnson, ourturffb.com. I would encourage you guys to check it out, no matter what your favorite team is. They've got some amazing content there. Our Turf Football, ourturffb.com. Make sure you follow Lisa at LJ1303. Insightful stuff, honest stuff. If you're looking for an opinion that's unbiased, that is what it is, well, then that's what you're getting with Lisa. LJ1303 on Twitter. Lisa, thank you for taking some time. I know it's a crazy Monday as always with the Dolphins team, but thanks for hanging out with us, son. And by the way, tell the folks about the podcast that you guys got going on.
Oh, absolutely. We do a podcast every Tuesday. It's called Our Turf Tuesdays, and we pretty much record it, then hit the links, and you can look at the links on ourturffb.com, and we record every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m.
Make sure you guys head over there and check it out. ourturffb.com. Lisa, thank you so very much. Try to enjoy the rest of the week, will you?
Yes, sir, I will. Thank you, Joe, for having me.
Thanks, Lisa. All right, so make sure you guys head over there, ourturffb.com. Love every time we get a chance to talk to Lisa. Listen, even she's miffed. She's like, I have no idea where the direction of this franchise is going. Because even if you get rid of Ryan Tannehill, all right, and you guys think about this. First of all, you're not going to get anything in the draft because, when you're 500, you're as mediocre as it comes, which means you're going to be somewhere in the late teens to early 20s for a draft pick. You're not getting, you're not getting a game changer when you're that mediocre in the draft. So if you're not getting it in the draft, where are you going? And what do we got next year slated to be unrestricted free agents? We got Teddy Bridgewater. Okay, and depending on what happens with the Saints this year, if Drew Brees, let's say, ends up winning the Super Bowl, do you think Drew Brees could hang it up tomorrow? The guy's already 105 years old. So if he hangs it up, the Saints ain't letting Teddy Bridgewater go. They're going to hold on to him. They brought him there for a reason, and he will be the heir apparent to Drew Brees. And if you're Teddy Bridgewater, I'd want to stay with the Saints, wouldn't you? Tyrod Taylor also slated to be an unrestricted free agent. And, he is somebody also that can bridge the gap until you can get not this year's draft class, but the following year's draft class is what they say where a lot of the talent lies coming out for quarterbacks. Justin Herbert, I think, is going to stay in Oregon, so he's not somebody that's going to be available this year. Will Grier, maybe out of West Virginia, but you certainly don't have anything even remotely close to what you had this year in the draft class for quarterbacks. So if you're going to be looking at free agents, Andy Dalton, who, by the way, I believe breaking news just came in, Andy Dalton is done for the year. The Cincinnati Bengals have put him on injured reserve. I guess that thumb injury that he sustained in that game, I think in the third quarter, was a little bit more severe than anybody gave it credit for. He is on IR. Season is over. Also, let's face it, Andy Dalton could be an unrestricted free agent next year, too, if Cincinnati decides to move on from him. And Derek Carr. Does anybody really think Derek Carr is going to remain with the Oakland Raiders? Does anybody really think that Chucky's looking at Derek Carr as the future of that organization? Derek Carr will also be available. Eli Manning, in all likelihood, as bad as that sounds, but Eli Manning is going to be available. And hey, listen, Eli might be a halfway decent quarterback if he's on a team that has other pieces around him, meaning offensive line help. Eli might be able to bridge the gap for you. Jameis Winston, Ryan Tannehill. These are all names that are going to be floating around at the end of the season because these are the guys that are going to be available. And of those names, who would you like the most? If you get rid of, and that's the problem that you lie with right now, is where do you go? If you are the Miami Dolphins and you decide to stay with Ryan Tannehill, okay, good. What's next? If you get rid of him, what do you do? Who are you going to go with? I mean, who do you want? You want Eli? You want Winston? You want Derek Carr? You want Andy Dalton? You want Tyrod Taylor? Teddy Bridgewater is not going to be available. Teddy Bridgewater, in all likelihood, is going to remain in New Orleans. But that's what your choice is. So, better the devil you know than the devil you don't know, and let it ride out. It's going to cost you. Any of these guys are going to cost you. It's not like you're going to be dumping $19-20 million. Oh, we can get rid of Tannehill, and it's going to cost you anyway, and then we can get somebody on the cheap. You're not going to be – there is nobody on the cheap. There's nobody on the cheap available. Oh, by the way, Tom Savage has just signed with the Bengals. I didn't even know Tom Savage was still playing, but apparently Tom Savage is on the 49ers or was on the 49ers roster. I didn't know that. Tom Savage is now heading over to the Cincinnati Bengals to back up Driscoll, who I didn't even know was the backup quarterback in the Cincinnati organization. But that is who you will have now. It's the dreaded combination of Driscoll and Savage. Now, that's got to put a lot of fear in the AFC North heart there, right? Also, some NFL news. Frank Wright has confirmed, looks like Jack Doyle, tight end Jack Doyle, suffered a season-ending, I guess something to do with his kidney. He suffered a kidney injury in the third quarter yesterday. Jack Doyle is fit. Boy, this is some great fantasy news for some of you are probably scratching your head going, you got to be kidding me. Yes, Frank Wright has confirmed kidney injury. Third quarter yesterday. Prognosis long-term sounds good, but Doyle's season is over. So if he is on your fantasy team, I apologize about that. Also, the Lions have placed Marvin Jones. He's got a knee issue. He's had a knee issue for a couple of weeks now. He's on IR. He's finished. So just a whole lot of injuries that are starting to pile up here around the league. Unfortunately, Eli Manning is still healthy, and Giant fans, you'll still have him under center. But in addition to getting rid of Nate Hackett there, Nathaniel Hackett, the offensive coordinator for the Jacksonville Jaguars, not only did you get a new OC, but you got yourself a new quarterback. It appears that Cody Kessler has been named the new starter of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So looks like not only is Blake – see, why do that? Why get rid of – what's going on, Don? Good to see you, my friend. Don joining us via the Facebook chat room there. But why change the offensive? Why use him as a scapegoat if you're just going to bench Blake Bortles anyway? I mean, Blake Bortles is the issue. Is it really the offensive coordinator? But apparently Doug Marrone called him in. Hackett said he thought it was going to be a meeting about maybe possibly going in a different direction with the quarterback position. He was partly right. They definitely went in a different direction, only it didn't include him. They were changing the quarterback, and they got rid of Nate Hackett, offensive coordinator. But Cody Kessler is now your official starting quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Doesn't the news keep getting better? It just keeps getting better and better and better. But it is what it is. We will let you know, including tonight's Monday Night Football. We've got some news surrounding that game we want to get to. We have Money Pick Matt is going to join us in just a couple of minutes. This is the part of the show where we help you make some money. We bring you those under-the-radar guys, some guys that you might not know about who are professional sports handicappers. These guys are the real deal. They get vetted by us. And we wouldn't bring them on the show unless we have actually spent our own money and understand that these are the real deal. These aren't the scam-a-cappers or scamdy-cappers that are riddled all over social media and Twitter and Facebook, and everyone's a genius. You won't find those guys here. We only bring you what we feel are transparent, These guys are the real deal. You can count on them. You can trust them, and their record speaks for itself. And that's why we're bringing on Money Pick Matt here in just a couple of minutes to be able to talk about not one, not two, not three. He's got 4 plays in the NHL that he wants to give you, and we're going to let him do that coming up in just a minute. Also, our TrendyBets.com NBA Play of the Day. That pick has been fire. I mean, straight fire for the last 10 days. 7 out of 10 winners, I believe. 7 out of 10 winners on the NBA free play of the day. If you're not getting a number 2 pencil right now, do yourself a favor. Run and get one. Get a piece of paper, all right? If you're stealing corporate time, like we know Dracula is over on Twitch, and we love you for that, Dracula. Always good to see you. Happy Monday. Then you should be. Write this pick down. 70% it's been the last 10 times out. Fantastic stuff with the guys at TrendyBets.com. So we're going to give you that. And then just after the top of the hour, our friend Scott from Halftime Magic. Head over to halftimemagic.com, too, by the way. Get yourself ready for a whole new way of sports betting. Really cool stuff. Been doing this now for the last 10 days, and I can tell you it changes the way that you look at handicapping games. So you're going to hear from all of them. But first, we have to spend just a couple of minutes here. As a matter of fact, 2.5 minutes thanking a few of our sponsors here on the show that make this possible, including low-cost airlines. And if you're planning on flying away for the holidays, don't call the airline. Simply call low-cost airlines, 800-761-1427. And maybe you want to get away from the family altogether. You're going, you know what, let's get a cruise. Let's go float away for 4 days, 7 days, 10 days. You call Superior Cruise and Travel. These are the cruise experts. 800-901-5536. That's 800-901-5536. And if a new car or certified pre-owned car is what you are looking for this holiday season, don't do anything before you call Miami Acura. 855-564-4669 or visit them at miamiacura.com. Don't go anywhere. 90 seconds away. Money Pick Matt with not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 NHL locks for tonight. That's coming up next. It's the Joe Raineri Show.
Dish TV is better than cable TV. Why? Because you can save 45% on packages compared to your high-priced cable bill. Wow. Take those giant scissors out and cut the cable and save with Dish TV. Plus, you get a free DVR upgrade to record your favorite shows and free installation. And with Dish Anywhere, you can watch TV for free on your mobile device. Act fast. You can save hundreds of dollars. Does your cable company do that for you? I don't think so. Get all the best TV programming at your fingertips at a fraction of the price of cable TV. So say adios, arrivederci, goodbye to the high cable bill and save up to 45% on Dish TV packages today. These are limited time offers and can change at any time. Call fast. 800-293-0328. 800-293-0328. 800-293-0328. That's 800-293-0328.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. That's 800-764-9168.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer, and again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-761-1427. 800-761-1427. 800-761-1427. That's 800-761-1427.
Get ready to talk sports. It's the Say It With Me podcast. Now here's your host, Joe Raineri.
Get ready for it. You are trendybets.com NBA play of the day is coming up here in just after the top of the hour. We'll make you some money, I promise you. That's your trendybets.com NBA play of the day. Well, guys, hope you have been recovering there from what was an amazing Thanksgiving, also an amazing last 4 days in the world of sports. But it's back to reality here Monday. That means we've got some NHL hockey to talk about, and I couldn't think of bringing anybody better on to talk about it than our good friend Money Pick Matt. Matt joins us via the Miami Acura hotline. And Matt, was your Thanksgiving good, man? Everything treated you well this week?
It was fantastic. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving as well. I hope you stuffed your face.
Yes. We all stuffed our face, that is for sure. And now we want to stuff our pockets here with some cash tonight. Let's turn our attention to the NHL, where we'll start first. We got the Maple Leafs taking on Boston. You have a play in this game. Tell us about it.
So then I'm going to go with the Leafs. Boston's playing without one of their heavy favorites. I know Freddie Anderson's coming off a 2-game loss, which is first back-to-back loss for him this season. So pretty much banking on the Leafs to bring it at home, even without Matthews. But also I'm not seeing Freddie Anderson tanking 3 games in a row.
Maple Leafs money line versus Boston tonight. At Money Pick Matt is where you catch him on Twitter. Game number 2, Ottawa taking on the Rangers. You like the over in this game, 6.5. Talk to us about it.
I do like the over. The way I look at it is all you need is 3 apiece for that over to hit. But regardless, Ottawa's having no problem scoring goals right now, but they are having some issues on the goaltending side. So I'm looking for the Rangers to come out with at least a 4 or 5 spot tonight, and thinking Ottawa is going to be able to get a few past Lundqvist as well. Like I said, they're a team that's scoring lately, but they just aren't having the goaltending on the back end to get them the W's.
This looks like one of those very high-scoring affairs. Looks like it'll be very entertaining. You also have Caps versus the Islanders. You like the over in this one is 6 as well.
Yeah, I like the over in that one as well. Even though you got Braden Holtby playing in net, he's still boasting a high GAA this season. The Islanders are another team kind of like the Senators that aren't having trouble scoring, but even though Washington's going to be out with 2 of their top scorers, they're still surprisingly scoring more goals lately since TJ Oshie's been out than they were beforehand. So I'm thinking Capitals are going to come in with at least 3 or 4 on the Islanders tonight. And, like I said, the Islanders are another team that's scoring too, so I think you're going to see a shootout there.
Everybody scores. All right, Isles, Caps over 6 in that one. And your final play of the night here, Blue Jackets taking on Detroit. I just watched Detroit lose a heartbreaker over the weekend to the Sabres, but a lot of people seem to be losing to the Sabres lately here. Who do you like in this game?
I like Columbus. Detroit started out real slow. But then they went on a hot streak. They won, I think, 4 out of 5 games, if I remember correctly. Looking at the matchups, though, in the team, I just see it as just that for Detroit. I think they just had a hot streak, and I think you're going to see Detroit coming back to some regular play here. Columbus is a very good team. It's just for some reason they drop games that they should have, but they should have a better record than they do. But I'm going to be sticking with Detroit here. Like I said, I think with Columbus here. because I think Detroit just had a little hot streak, and I don't think they're going to match up well with Columbus tonight.
Back to reality is what he thinks. All right, so to recap, we got Maple Leafs money line tonight taking on Boston. Ottawa and the Rangers, you like that to go over 6.5. Caps and Islanders, also high-scoring affair, over 6. And take the money line as the Blue Jackets take on the Detroit Red Wings. And that is Money Pick Matt. You can find him on Twitter, at Money Pick Matt. And one of the best things that we love about Matt, of course, is his transparency. And Matt, all your picks are there. They are posted, and they're generally posted ahead of time, not after the fact where, oh, look at how smart I am. Win or lose, you'll be able to have the transparency by visiting Matt at Money Pick Matt on Twitter. Isn't that right?
Yep, everything's up there for you to see. Like you said, I cap off everything I play. Usually I try and do an end-of-day recap with everything, but then as things go along, I like to cap them off when they're going as well. And then, yeah, everything's out there before the games. I try and get it out there early so you can get the line. Sometimes I hold off a little bit if I'm waiting to see on a certain goalie starting or if a player's questionable. But, yeah, generally they're going to be there the morning of.
I mentioned, too, Matt, I want to get your thoughts quick. A lot of Buffalo Sabres fans here viewing. And boy, they don't stop, man. You would think. Did you see this from the Buffalo Sabres? Did you expect them to be as good as they are right now, or is it coming together at the right time?
I actually did. They have a lot of unsung heroes per se. I actually took that Sabres game over Detroit last game, and yeah, that one was a nail biter. I remember Detroit ended up tying it up late, and then Buffalo won it in a shootout for me. But I think Sabres are a really good team. They have good goaltending. They don't have a strong number one presence back there, but you have a lot of unsung heroes on the Buffalo line. They've been scraping by for seasons and seasons, not getting anything done. I know Palmanville is a little bit older, but he's already racked up like 18 points this year. So I think the addition of Jeff Skinner also was a big thing for Buffalo, but if you get a healthy Kyle Octoso playing and keeps it going, he could be putting up points left and right also. The addition of Connor Sherry. I mean, but Buffalo has a lot. They kind of remind me in a sense of Vegas last year. Not a lot of number. They're a fast team, but they don't have a lot of those, blockbuster names on their team. However, they do have, depth. That's how I look at it, and that's what's going to win you games.
Yeah, that's when you can count on your second and third line to deliver for you. It's going to be a very good season, and that's kind of what's happening with Buffalo right now. All right, talk about having a good season. Money Pick Matt is having just that. Make sure that you guys check him out on Twitter at Money Pick Matt. Some fantastic picks, and again, he loves his hockey, and tonight you got a full slate of hockey games over there. And if you're just joining us once again, those games are Maple Leafs money line, Ottawa Rangers over 6.5, Caps Islanders over 6, and the Blue Jackets money line over Detroit. And of course, make sure you guys head over to at Money Pick Matt on Twitter. He is a great follow, especially for you NHL fans. Matt, thanks for dropping by, my friend. Have a great Monday. We'll talk again soon.
All right, thank you again for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
You got it. All right, at Money Pick Matt. Make sure that you guys head over there, check him out on Twitter. He is somebody I definitely trust and utilize when it comes to the NHL. Definitely somebody that you guys want to have on the repertoire. Follow him. Great follow there on Twitter at Money Pick Matt. Check him out. Maple Leafs money line, Ottawa Rangers over 6.5, Cap Isles over 6, Blue Jackets money line over Red Wings. You can cash it, but we're not done getting you cash yet. Coming up here in just about, what do we got? Just about a half hour. Our friend Scott, CEO of HalftimeMagic.com. He'll be joining us. Do yourself a favor. In the meantime, check him out on Twitter at Halftime Magic. He is definitely, and that is definitely a system that you guys want to take a look at. Maybe you're looking for a different perspective on your plays. Maybe you're looking for, maybe another voice, an outside voice, a different way to be able to go about playing and betting and making some bets. Then you guys are going to love what Scott and HalftimeMagic.com have in store for you. Over the last 10 days, we've been utilizing it here on the show, checking it out, because that's what we do. We don't bring on anybody in this show unless we have already spent our money and used it and been through it, just like we're asking you to do. And if we put our stamp of approval on it, it's because we've invested our own time, our own money, and our own effort in these guys. And HalftimeMagic.com, definitely a group you guys want to check out because of the way they go about it and the system they use. Totally different, really cool, and they've been winning at about a 59% over the last 2 weeks. So definitely somebody on a roll that you guys want to take advantage of. And now, speaking of a roll, and I'm not talking any roll. I'm talking the kind of roll that's got fire written all over it. How about our friends at TrendyBets.com with their NBA play of the day? Oh, my word. When I tell you the last 10 days, 7 out of the last 10 winners over the almost 2 weeks, you guys keep DMing me and messaging us and going, all right, where's their Trendy Bets play? Where's the Trendy Bets play? Well, it's coming, but what you've got to do yourself a favor. TrendyBets.com. Head over there right now. They've got a few, not only in the NBA, but in college basketball, college football, the NFL. They've got themselves a few free plays that they post on their website, but just go ahead and do it. It's so affordable right now to give these guys a chance. They will earn your business, I promise you. Their free plays here on the show have been straight up fire, guys. And, I've got to tell you, when some of the other bets haven't been going all that great over the last couple of days, I kind of came to go, you know what? TrendyBets.com, that free NBA play of the day, it's been cashing, and it's been cashing big time. So let's take a look at what today's free TrendyBets.com NBA play of the day is. We turn to the Rockets at the Wizards. Houston minus 3.5, early line favorite on this, total 224. Here's what we know about the game, according to TrendyBets.com. The over, 4-0 in the Rockets' last 4 overall. The over, 4-1 in the Rockets' last 5 versus a team with a losing straight-up record. We also know that the over is 4-0 in the Wizards' last 4 overall. And finally, the over is 4-0 in the Wizards' last 4 after allowing 100 points or more in their previous game. The TrendyBets.com play on this game, the over 224. That's right, over 224. Rockets at Wizards tonight, 224. Lock it in. Head over to uwager.eu. Make sure you guys get yourself all squared away there. 50% bonuses happening right now. uwager.eu. Make sure that you guys check out the comment section here below the video for the links and for the codes and all that good stuff there. But go with the over 224. That is your NBA free play of the day, brought to you by our friends at TrendyBets.com. And we do love our guys at TrendyBets.com. Love those fire picks. 7 out of the last 10. Let's make it 8 out of the last 11. How cool would that be, right? And get ready, Halftime Magic, our good friends from Halftime Magic. That's right, Scott and company. He'll be joining us in just about 15, 16 minutes or so, talking about their system and what they've got going on tonight. We got 5 games in the NHL. We got NBA games. We've got a college basketball slate getting ready to tip off in just a few. And a little show reminder of what we got going on here this week. We are loaded once again. You heard from Money Pick Matt about his NHL plays of the day. Tomorrow, our friend Ralph Michaels, WagerTalk.com, he'll be covering strictly college basketball tomorrow. So he's always got a lot of thoughts, and nobody has better analytical information off the top of their head than Ralph Michaels. He joins us each and every Tuesday to talk about some college hoops. We'll talk to him tomorrow. The Captain _capping. Talk about another dude on fire. Loves his MAC football. He'll be joining us on Wednesday. Ralph will return on Thursday for our college football /NFL picks heading into the weekend. And we've also got a few other surprise guest cappers that will be joining us here, not only on the show, but will be providing you their knowledge, their analytics, their information on a weekly basis. We're excited to have them. We'll have more information on who, what, and where a little bit later on in the week, but we got a few more cappers that are coming your way on a consistent basis that are going to be able to help you guys make some money, and that is really what it is all about. And we had a chance last week to talk to Ralph Michaels, like we do each and every week, and we had asked him about tonight's Monday Night Football game. You're talking Titans taking on the Houston Texans. And everybody that I've talked to already over the last couple of days with this game, big head-scratching game. Nobody knows who to take. I don't know. Is Mariota playing? Is he healthy? Is he not? Nobody really buys the Texans, even though they've rattled off 7 straight wins. It's a big head-scratching game. And I had asked Ralph what he thought of the game, and this was his response regarding tonight's Monday Night Football game, Titans versus Texans. Take a listen.
Well, Houston is the first team ever to lose their first 3 games of the season and then win their next 6 games. And in fact, now they've won 7 straight, going 7-3. But you look at those wins. At Indianapolis by 3, against Dallas by 3, against Buffalo, one of the worst teams, by 7. Miami, they did win by 19. Jacksonville, they won. But again, against Jacksonville and Miami, 2 games they won by over 8 points. They only had 13 and 57-yard edges. They go to Denver, they win, but they were outgained. They go to Washington, and they only score by 42. To me, I am on Tennessee this game. Mariota is listed as questionable at this time. So if you are betting Houston, I would do it now. If you want to bet the Tennessee side, wait to make sure Mariota's playing and make sure you get the right line. I wouldn't want to be taking 5.5 without Mariota in there.
No, that's for sure. Which is why that's true. And last I checked, he was still questionable. I don't know if they have said. At least they haven't. Anytime, none of the reports that I've seen, they haven't said whether or not that he is fully going to be ready to rock and roll today. If Mariota's on the field, even if he's at 80%, it gives you a hell of a lot better option than anything else, as opposed to him not being on the field. So Tennessee Titans tonight, are they still getting 5? Let's look on. Let's go to our friends at uwager.com. uwager.eu. I'm sorry. Those guys are going to kill me if I don't get the website correct there. That's uwager.eu. Let's take a look at the latest line here tonight in football for the Monday night game. Let's see what we've got. Okay. +4. So Tennessee +4 at -110. Money line +170 for the Tennessee Titans. Over-under is currently 42.5. First half props over 20 for total points for Tennessee. Over 23.5 team points. I'm sorry, not first half. 20 is the team points total for the game. 23.5 team points total for the Houston Texans. So it did come down a little, but it does look like the Tennessee Titans are going to be getting 4 on the road in Houston, +170 on that money line. So the question I have for you guys, who you taking? Who you like in this matchup? Let's say Mariota is a full go. Are you taking the 4 points on the road? With this Jekyll and Hyde team, you never know exactly who's going to show up with the Tennessee Titans. You just don't. I wish I did, but you don't. One time they look like all world beaters. They'll go up against the New England team and embarrass them, and then they'll go up against the Colts like they did last week and go, what happened to the team the week prior? So they had a good one, they got a bad one. Maybe they're in for a new game. Tough to tell, but they are getting 4 points tonight. I do kind of like. Listen, my buying the Houston Texans as I like their defense. The over-under 42.5 doesn't look that looks pretty appetizing. But yeah, Tennessee, as far as I'm concerned, could win this game outright. They don't even the points. There's not, to me, that big a difference with a healthy Mariota there. When Tennessee is on, I think they match up very well against this Houston Texans team, and I do think that they have just as good a chance as any. So when we're looking at value here, the value to me is that Tennessee Titans money line at plus 170. I'm thinking there's an opportunity to make some money. But again, it just depends on let me see here if we have that. Hold on. I'm still trying to get over the fact that Mac Brown is apparently coming back to coach football at North Carolina, because it looks like it's 2005 all over again. Why is Mac Brown? Why, if you are North Carolina, would you fire Larry Fedora and then go, you know what? You know what's going to save this program? Let's bring in a 67-year-old dude who's been out of coaching forever, who really didn't do all that great of a job at his last place, Texas, or, outside of a couple of years there. But let's bring him, because if there's anybody that can certainly relate to the millennial and to this generation of football players, 17, 18, 19-year-olds, it's Mac Brown. Like, seriously, North Carolina? I mean, if I'm North Carolina, I'm looking at this going, okay. I mean, don't forget now, Brown has got history with North Carolina. He won 69 games as a coach there from, I believe it was, 89 to 97? He actually has the second most wins in program history. And 96, 97, he had some back-to-back top 10 finishes. He left North Carolina to go take the job at Texas. That's how that led. So, and then he went to Texas. He won 158 games, and he won a national championship won in the 16 years was there. He did have 9 straight 10-win seasons. But let's face it, has there any single coach over the last 15, 20 years that underperformed more than Mac Brown at Texas? It looks like Harbaugh is on that track right now at Michigan. But, Texas during that stretch, nobody got better recruits than Texas. I mean, nobody did. Texas was, without a doubt, the place to go. They got 5-star recruit after 5-star recruit after 5-star recruit. And, man, outside of that 1 year, beating USC, he could not get the job done. And now he's been out since what? I mean, how long has he been out now? It's been about 5 or 6 years, and what? How is this going to all of a sudden now? You think he's going to be the guy to resurrect this football program? And not that Larry Fedora was some sort of great coach. Don't get me wrong. 2-9 this season so far. He was 45-43 over 7 years there, and I get the need for a change. I don't have any problem with that. But I'm just like, where are you going? Like, what are you doing here? I mean, it's a big-name guy. Maybe you're looking to raise some money. You bring in Les Miles as another guy that got a job. All of these guys in their mid to late 60s all of a sudden are going to resurrect and going to lead programs of these 17, 18, 19-year-olds. I don't get it. Les Miles now at Kansas. Mac Brown is 67. He's 2 years older than Les Miles. Les Miles is 65. But he's still going to be asked to do the same thing. Both of these guys are going to be asked to do the same thing, is go sit on the couches in living rooms of these 16 and 17-year-olds and deliver success on a field that has not seen much. So Mac Brown is putting what he did at Texas 10 years ago, he's going to bring that into the living room of a recruit who doesn't even know who he was or that Texas was actually any good. Don't forget, the kids today are going to be like, oh, Texas was good? When was that? It's not like they've been a powerhouse. And really, Mac Brown can be argued that he delivered most of the disappointment over the years as that program went from here. Thank you very much, Mac Brown. But it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I don't know if they've announced it officially. Have they announced it officially yet? All the reports are coming out, but it looks like he's getting ready. He's coming, man. Mac Brown is coming to North Carolina, and congratulations. You'll probably win another 3 games next year. That's probably what you are looking at. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we are going to talk to our good friend Scott from HalftimeMagic.com. He's got an interesting take on what you should be doing tonight during the college basketball games, as well as the NFL game. If you guys have not heard of HalftimeMagic.com, now would be the time for you to head over there right now. Check it out. I'm telling you, it's going to change the way you approach sports betting. It really, really, really is cool. And we'll go ahead, we'll talk to him, and it's profitable at the same time. So we'll go ahead, we'll talk to Scott. That's coming up, HalftimeMagic.com. But first, time to hear from just a few more of our sponsors, Resort Release, Laser Spine Institute, and the fine folks over at Dish TV. That's right, Dish TV. Don't go anywhere. 90 seconds, we'll be back with HalftimeMagic.com. It's the Joe Raineri Show.
You want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-901-5536. 800-901-5536. 800-901-5536. That's 800-901-5536.
Were you scammed into signing a timeshare contract? And did you miss the part that said you have to pay for your great idea? Not only for the rest of your life, but when you're not here anymore, you get to pass this turkey onto your family for them to pay for the rest of their lives. Thanks, Dad. Don't burden your family down the road, and don't be stuck with expensive timeshare payments forever. Get out of your bad idea timeshare contract guaranteed, or pay nothing. Call Resort Release today and learn for free how their timeshare exit team can help you legally exit your timeshare contract. They've helped thousands of people, and they're A+ rated with a BBB. So if you feel scammed, get mad and get out of your expensive timeshare contract right now, guaranteed. Call NOW.
800-898-0816. 800-898-0816. 800-898-0816. That's 800-898-0816.
Back pain doesn't take vacations. It never celebrates holidays. It's on the job 24/7 to keep your life exactly where it is, in limbo. But it doesn't have to be that way, because Laser Spine Institute can help you take back your life from chronic neck and back pain. With a less than 1-inch incision, our minimally invasive procedures have provided relief to over 60,000 patients with a 97% patient satisfaction rate. So get ready to stand tall and live the life you've imagined for yourself without pain. Are you or a loved one suffering from a bulging disc, herniated disc, spinal stenosis, pinched nerve, or degenerative disc disease? Call our spine care consultants now for a no-cost MRI review and to learn more. It's time to say goodbye to chronic neck and back pain. What have you got to lose? Laser Spine Institute, the leader in minimally invasive spine surgery.
Call 855-720-BACK. 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 That's 855-720-BACK.
Don't be such a pussy. Subscribe to the Say It With Me podcast with Joe Raineri on iTunes today.
Got ourselves, no, that's definitely not what we got. We do have ourselves our friend Scott, CEO, Halftime Magic, getting ready to come on here, talk to you about some of the plays and how it works at Halftime Magic. We've been telling you about it now over the last week or so, but it's definitely something that you guys want to check out. Also, if you're just joining us, the show this week, we are loaded once again. Ralph Michaels joining us tomorrow, talking about college basketball, wagertalk.com. The captain will be by on Wednesday. Ralph will be back on Thursday, and we've got actually a couple of very special guest handicappers that'll be joining us throughout the week, guys that you will be hearing from on a regular basis, and we could not be happier to have them as part of the Joe Raineri Show, because it's all about options, guys. It really is. If you are a sports bettor and you are somebody who uses a service, you know, sometimes it's like these coaches, you know, sometimes like Larry Fedora in North Carolina. Sometimes you need to hear another voice. Sometimes you need a new perspective. And that's kind of what we're offering you here when we bring guys like Money Pick Matt on, who we had today, and he's got those 4 NHL picks, and I'll give those to you guys if you missed it earlier in just a minute. But whether it be Money Pick Matt, whether it be Ralph, whether it be the captain, whether it be Joe D'Amico, who's going to be coming on, whether it be Mark Lawrence, we bring these guys on so it gives you an opportunity to hear a different voice, because not every capper is the same. Their approach is different. Their streaks are all different. Streaks are going to happen when it comes to sports betting. I don't give a rip who you are, which reminds me, I got to get this off my chest because I wanted to say this last week and I didn't get a chance to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do it now, because you want to talk about just drives me absolutely crazy. The guys that we bring on here on the show are guys that are legit. They are the real deal. They are guys that pride themselves on what they do. They are also guys that understand that you are doing great as a professional sports handicapper if you're anywhere around 54% on the bets. That means 54% correct. Okay, now, unless my math is there, that's 37, 38%. That means there's a lot going on that's wrong. But if you can be 54%, okay, and you can be 46% wrong and 56 or 54 and 55% right, you're doing really well as a professional sports handicapper. Now, if somebody is going to use your service and they're going to use you for suggestions and point me in the right way, then there's an inherent risk that everybody knows that comes along with that, because not every handicapper is going to be 100%. So transparency is one thing. And when we say about transparency with these guys is that they're not hiding behind what their previous picks and losses were. In fact, they're not, you'll be able to track and you'll be able to see what these guys have done over the last few weeks or over the last month or over the last year. And any one of the guys that we have brought on to this show, if you look over their body of work, you are going to see ebbs and flows with everyone. I don't care who you are. The only thing that you want to see at the end of the year is, are we at 53? Are we above 50%? Because if you were to play every one of the suggestions of a professional sports handicapper, you played every one of their suggestions. If you're over 50%, if you're 53, 54%, take away the juice and what you're going to have to give to the sports books that you got to play, then you're ahead of the game. That's a good thing, okay? That's a good thing. What drives me absolutely crazy are these so-called professional handicappers on Twitter and on social media who go on these streaks where they don't do so well 1 day, 2 days, or a week. And it happens, and we all know it happens, okay? But you don't have to cry about it 24 hours a day, 7 days a goddamn week, okay? I get it. It doesn't make you transparent. It makes you a crybaby. And even worse, it makes you somebody I would never in a million years want to do business with. Why would you post, consistently? I'm talking, and you guys know exactly what I'm seeing. You guys have seen it. Why would I ever spend money with a service or a handicapper who has just spent the last 8 days telling me what a loser they are? What are you doing? Don't run from your losses. Nobody's asking you to run for them. Listen, I lost. This was either I made the right decision, it was just a bad bounce, it was a bad beats are a part of the game, or you know what, it didn't go well, but you forget about it and you move on and you don't dwell on it. These handicappers right now, tip number one, guys, if you are looking for a service or somebody to help you when it comes to sports betting, then what I would do is look through the timeline of any one of these so-called professionals, okay? And if they spent an extended amount of time telling you and crying about the fact that they weren't, oh my God, I can't believe it, it's been horrible. Oh my God, don't ever use them. Don't ever use them. Absolutely avoid them like all hell. I have Ralph Michaels on this show every week from WagerTalk.com, and that's why I love the guys on WagerTalk.com, because none of these guys are like this. Ralph came on this show once here over the last 4 times. I think once, right? Ralph had given out a 4 or 5% bet, and unfortunately it didn't hit. You know what he did? He came on the show. He apologized for it. He broke it down as to why he chose what he chose, and unfortunately why it didn't go the way he did. And then you know what Ralph did? He never talked about it again, ever. He didn't spend the next 4 shows talking about, oh, my God, I can't believe I didn't win. I can't believe. So please do me a favor, okay, handicappers. If you are going to claim to be this professional of all professionals, okay, then be that. Be a damn professional and understand that anybody who's going to purchase picks from you, okay, and purchase your wisdom and you doing all the legwork, and don't make it seem like there are the guys that are, especially the guys that come on this show, they're spending hours upon hours a day and a week handicapping these games and going into the numbers and the stats. There is a lot of work that goes into being a professional handicapper, and you're only looking at 54% as being truly ahead of the game. There's a lot of work that goes into it, okay? But everybody understands that inherently you are not going to win all the time, and there are going to be plays that just don't work out, okay? But when we say transparency isn't crying, okay, every time a play doesn't come through for you. And even worse, if there's a couple of days where they're not bouncing, the ball's not bouncing in your favor, and you do not continue to apologize every 30 seconds and make excuses about it. Nobody gives a shit. And more importantly, nobody wants to do business with a loser. Nobody. Oh, look at this guy. Look at the last 8 days. He's been crying how he's 1-9 in college basketball, and he hasn't stopped crying about it. Why don't I go ahead and spend money with him? What are you doing? Admit it. Say, listen, didn't win. This is why I didn't win. It was either I miscalculated on this, or I did this. I will never have a problem with a handicapper who tells me, didn't win that game, man. You know, I really thought this was what was going to happen. Unfortunately, it didn't come out. Great, because I understand the reasoning. Either I'm going to agree with your reasoning or I was going to disagree with you, but ultimately, you give me the pick, and I decide for myself if I'm going to play it. So it's not your fault. It's not the handicapper's fault. It's my fault for playing the bet. I either agree with you or I disagree with you. What I don't do is bitch and moan about it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and cry like, oh my God, I'm not going to run away from it. I'm going to stay. No. Nobody wants to do business with you. Nobody. And those people will never be on this show. I can promise you we will not be bringing any crybabies on this show making excuses for themselves or apologizing every time a pick doesn't go their way. Sorry, don't have enough time for it. We only want winners on this show. That's who we bring on. Guys that aren't afraid to say, hey, you know what? I was right. I was wrong. Next game. That's it. And that's all we're looking for here on this show. That's why we're bringing you guys like Money Pick Matt and Ralph Michaels and the captain and Mark Lawrence and Joe D'Amico and these guys and the whole crew that's going to be coming on, Sports Picks 365. These guys are the real deal. They know, here's my reasoning. Here's what happened. It either worked or it didn't work, but you know what? We got a whole new slate of games to go. Let's stop focusing on what's not happening, and let's try to start focusing on what will happen. Okay? Can we do that? And we'll do that, and it'll be so much easier for me to be able to scroll through Twitter with you guys. It really will be. Drives me absolutely nuts. TrendyBets.com, another group. TrendyBets.com, I love these guys. When they win, they post on it. When they lose, they post on it. But you know what they never do? They never harp on it. And I can tell you right now, they haven't lost very often. If you're just joining us and you missed the TrendyBets.com NBA play of the day, let me get it for you so you guys can write this down. Here we go. Today, it's the Rockets at the Wizards. That's Rockets at the Wizards. They are looking total 224, and I still think it's around that. The over 224 in this game. That's what you're getting from TrendyBets.com. 7 out of the last 10. These guys have been fantastic. fantastic when I tell you. They have been spot on, money on, love these guys. And let me just say, 7 out of the last 10, they're good. I would look at this, and I've already placed this bet too, by the way. Total 224, Rockets at the Wizards. Head over to trendybets.com too. Affordable packages. You can get 1 day, 3 day, 7 day, 2 weeks, a month, whatever you want, but it's so affordable to be able to give these guys a chance to earn your business, and earn your business they will at trendybets.com. Do yourself a favor, guys, and head over there. Now we've got our big man Vori showing up over here. Vori, unfortunately, is a Raiders fan and a Florida State fan, and I'm gonna say, Vori, it probably wasn't a great weekend for you watching any of these. Am I correct on here, Vori? Tell me about it, man. The Patriots and the Jets screwed me on the over. Well, they screwed a lot of people on the over there, my friend. Who'd have thunk it, though? 10-10 at halftime, huh? How would that have gone for you? I know, Vori. Plus, you had to watch Florida State get their asses handed to them by UF, and then you had to watch the Raiders. Did the Raiders play yesterday? I don't even know. Did they? The Raiders played? Yeah, quality matchup there. What's that? The Dolphins-Colts. The over was 52, and they landed on 51 points. Yeah, that was another bad beat by a lot of people. Weren't very happy with that either. So I do apologize there. I know it sucks. It absolutely, I know it sucks. Anybody that had that was definitely going to be a little pissed off here today. But we're calling our friend Scott here from Halftime Magic. Let's see if we can get him on the phone here. CEO of Halftime Magic. He is somebody that we trust more than anybody else. Come on, Scott.
Oh, you reached Scott, what you had?
Oh, no. See, we didn't get him, man. Scott is just not available. So you know what? Unfortunately, Scott's going to have to call us back. HalftimeMagic.com. Make sure you guys head over there. What else did you win on today, Vori? Did you win on anything else over the weekend, my friend? Did you get on anything? How the Jets game was brutal. That was like watching paint dry, that first half. But you just kind of knew that it was a matter of time before Tom Brady and company were able to sustain a couple of drives. I mean, can we now fire Todd Bowles? Is that something we can do? Can we get rid of Bowles? Now we can get rid of Todd Bowles. I think the Jets will be good to go because it's not like they've got a whole lot of pieces on that team somewhere. I mean, they've got some nice pieces on the defensive side of the ball, but the lack of weapons that are surrounding Sam Darnold is scary. So it's going to be a few years before you have to rebuild this franchise. So I'm not sure that the Jets are they're going to be in a place that can you believe this right now? The best team outside of the New England Patriots is the Buffalo Bills in the AFC East. The Buffalo Bills are better than the Miami Dolphins. And, well, actually, I shouldn't say better. Their future looks better than both the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins right now. I thought the kid did a great job coming back there. That's a real defense. They got some real pieces on that team. All of a sudden now the Buffalo Bills, if they can square away the offensive side of the ball there, get some help on that offensive line, the Buffalo Bills are a real team here moving forward. I mean, a really good team. I think they're going to be Buffalo Bills fans are going to be really happy with Josh Allen moving forward. The Jets, you got a quarterback, but unfortunately you've got nothing else. And the Miami Dolphins, I hate to say it, we talked to Lisa Johnson a little bit earlier, our Turf FB. She covers the Dolphins here. And Lisa was saying, hey, at this point, you might as well just blow it up. Because it's not working from a coaching standpoint, it's not working from a front office standpoint, and it's certainly not working from a quarterback standpoint. So either Adam Gase goes or Adam Gase gives up responsibility of the play calling. You can bring in a new defensive coordinator. I don't know what any of that does at this point, but you are just stuck in that position of total mediocrity. When you're this mediocre for this long, maybe sometimes – you know, a total rebuild is in process, and maybe it's time to blow it up because if you keep going 8-8, you're never going to rebuild through the draft that way. It's just not going to happen. Jacksonville Jaguars suck. Josh Rosen, 18 carries, 90. Yeah, Josh Allen, 18 carries, 98 yards. Can't go wrong with that, right? And then how about the other guys get Leonard Fournette getting tossed, right? Shaq Lawson getting tossed. Gotta love that up in Buffalo, man. But Buffalo's a real team. Now, Buffalo's a team that is going to fight. It's not going to be an easy out, and I think they're going to be just good. Ohio State is definitely for real. Those of you that are joining us via the chat rooms, by the way, I'm just reading as what's coming across. Ohio State is for real, without a doubt. They are for real. I got nothing but good things to say. As much as it pains me, I got nothing but good things to say about Ohio State, and they should be considered in the playoff because I think they can play with anybody. What they did to Michigan there was what a statement that is. Now, if you had a choice between either, let's say everything else goes according to plan, right? So you got Georgia, Oklahoma, and Ohio State somewhere around that 4, 5, and 6. Because you know Notre Dame's going to be in there. Alabama's there. Clemson's there. Who's the better team? Not the most deserving, but who is the better team between Oklahoma, Ohio State, right, or Georgia? Who's the better team there? Who do you think has the better shot at actually, in a 4-team playoff, winning the national championship? Who would you rather see in there? I mean, that's the question, right? I mean, who would you rather see in there? Because 4, 5, and 6 is some sort of combination of Georgia, Oklahoma, and Ohio State. Which one of those teams is going to give the best shot at being able to take down Clemson, Notre Dame, or Alabama? Which one would you rather see? Because we know that Ohio State finally figured out how to play some defense, which is nice, but Ohio State can drop 60 on just about anybody here. Don't forget, that Michigan defense was a top 5 defense in this country, man, and they made them look stupid. They made them look silly. Georgia is playing some of its best football right now with Kirby Smart, and then nobody's talking about Oklahoma because they've lacked defense, to say the least, but really, Oklahoma can put them up with anybody, can't they? So who would you want to see? Urban Meyer versus Nick Saban? Not a bad way to go. Not a bad way to go. Lisa, always a pleasure to see you anytime on the show, hon. Thank you very much there. But that'll be our poll question here, and we'll talk about it throughout the week, though. Who would you rather see? Because forget Clemson and Alabama. We already know there. Can Notre Dame do it? Can Notre Dame actually take out Clemson or Alabama? And then which one of those 3 do you want? Do you want Georgia? Do you want Oklahoma? Or do you want Ohio State? Which one of those would you rather see in the top 4? Because it's beyond most deserving. To me, I don't care who the most deserving is. That doesn't mean I want, even if it's a 2-loss team or a 3-loss team, I don't care. I want the best 4 teams to play for the national championship. Not because I won this game and my strength of schedule, but I want, at the time it comes in the next couple of weeks, who are the 4 best damn teams in the country, and let them do battle. Let them do battle, because the schedules are all slated anyway. You're talking about schedules that were made 4 years ago. You're talking about schedules that were made 4 or 5 years ago. I don't give a crap how many people played the Citadel and played this and that. Bottom line is, at the end of next week, who are the 4 best teams in the country? Let them do battle. You got to go to 6 teams, 8 teams. I don't care if you have a 2 or 3 loss team, quite honestly, playing for a national championship. I don't care in the playoff. I just want the 4 best teams. And right now, Ohio State's got to be there. Oklahoma's got to be there. Georgia, Notre Dame, Alabama. Those are your best teams. Those are your best teams. And I do think any one of those teams on any given day, it's close enough where I don't think Alabama and Clemson are just that much better. I mean, they're certainly good, but you're going to tell me that you throw Oklahoma and Alabama on a field together, you don't think that they can match each other? I definitely think they can. What's Scott telling me? That we'll come back to him? All right, we'll come back to Scott. Scott, halftimemagic.com. Let me just tell you guys, go to halftimemagic.com. Check out what it's all about. You still got time here to take advantage of what they are doing. It's one of my favorite services to use, guys. I've spent my own money with them. I spend my own money with them, just like I do over at trendybets.com. Love these guys. Check them out. They only bet second half of games. That's it. Second half of games. Love it, okay? It's such a different way to approach sports betting. You guys will love this. Do yourself a favor. Sign up. Very affordable packages. halftimemagic.com. You guys will love what you are seeing there. Yeah, I know, and I'm also kind of bent out of shape that I didn't get a UCF needs a stronger conference in the schedule. I agree. You know, UCF, would they win 27 games in a row now? 27, 28 games in a row right now? It kind of sucks that that's the point we're at, but it is what it is, unfortunately. And I feel bad for that kid, man. Blew his leg out like that in that game. That sucked, too. But UCF does need a stronger conference and a bigger schedule. I just don't know how they go about doing that. I really don't. Do they go independent like Notre Dame? I don't know. I don't know if they can even do that there. What's that? Okay. All right, so we are going to we'll talk to Scott tomorrow from halftimemagic.com, but bottom line is get there, okay? Get there when you can. Also today we want to thank our friend Lisa Johnson from ourturffb.com for stopping by and ripping Adam Gase and the Miami Dolphins for the mediocrity that they are and they represent. Also our friend at Trendy Bets, NBA play of the day. If you didn't see it, if you didn't get it, one more time, here it is. It's the over 224 Rockets versus the Wizards. That's who you want to get. Also, Money Pick Matt. He had 4 NHL plays for you to see and check out tonight. Number 1, Maple Leafs money line over Boston. Number 2, the Ottawa and the Ranger game over 6.5. He liked the Caps in the Isles over 6. And he likes the Blue Jackets money line against the Red Wings. All right, so easy enough. Make sure that you guys get those plays in and make sure you check out the Money Pick Matt at Money Pick Matt on Twitter. And, of course, we'll talk to Scott over at Halftime Magic here. We'll bring him on the show tomorrow so you can hear from him. This has been fun, guys. Monday Night Football coming your way. We got the legend himself, Ralph Michaels. He'll join us on the show tomorrow, plus maybe a guest or two, a little surprise guest or two Kappa here for the rest of the week. But you know you're going to get all college basketball tomorrow with Ralph Michaels from wagertalk.com. So you guys enjoy the night. Good luck as always. Come back and join us tomorrow, 4 o'clock. We do it all over again. Vari, have a good night. Also, Don, have a good night. Shanna, good to see you. James, Terry, Steven, thank you guys very much for coming by, hanging out with us in the chat rooms, making us a part of your day. Good luck tonight, okay? Please, may the games and the ball fall in your way, and then come back and join us tomorrow for another edition of The Joe Raineri Show. Have a great night, guys. Thanks for joining us.